There we go. Whoopsie. I forgot to check if I had that turned on or not before I started. So better skip those few seconds. Oh well. Anyway, hello everyone, and welcome to something that I will be doing from now on when I feel like it. uh, 60 billion double dollar reviews, which basically I got the idea of the name from just a second. The anime I will be reviewing today, which that's basically what this is going to be, anime reviews. And if you know anything about the anime that I'm about to bring up by name, you will know exactly where I got this from. Trigun is what we'll be talking about today, which I love that I can actually hold something up for you to see for once because I'm actually talking about something that I own rather than wrestling pay-per-views where I'm just talking about, stuff I've seen. I mean, I probably held up DVDs in Armageddon Palooza for the Ring of Fire, but you know, which this will pretty much only be, I'm pretty sure, it'll probably mainly just be anime that I own rather than ones that I've just seen on TV or watched online somehow or whatever. But in any case, Trigun. My history with this show goes back pretty far. It goes back to about, I don't know. It's about like 2003, I think. But I could be wrong. I'd have to check how long the anime actually ran from. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah. The anime was made when I was 8. I didn't watch it until I was 13. So there you go. They had an anime block in the Cartoon Network version of Adult Swim over here in Australia, which the first time that it came up, the 3 anime on it were Tenchi Muyo Ryo Oki, which I really wanted to pronounce that right, but no, well. Ryo Oki and stuff. Orphan, which I own on DVD as well. I don't own Tenchi Muyo yet. Operative word being yet. And Trigun. Tenchi Muyo, Orphan, Trigun. That's the order that I remember them in. The ads would always be Tenchi Muyo, Orphan, Trigun. And, that was the order they aired in. And the fact that I can remember that is amazing. Just shows how much all 3 stuck in my head. But for those unaware, for one thing, if you've never watched Trigun and you are vaguely interested, stay for this little bit where I'm going to tell you a bit about it and then leave because I'm going to go spoiler heavy in this. So, but yeah, like Trigun I watched when I was 13 and it blew me away back then. Now, I love it, but it's not like holy shit, because I think back then I'd just never seen anything like it before. So, I'd obviously seen anime, but no, I think mainly just kids anime. Like the closest to an adult anime that I'd watched, would arguably would be Dragon Ball Z, I guess, up until then, and then. Trigun came along, and a friend of mine actually brought over a DVD that he had of it. And the funny thing was, is he used to switch between the English dub and Japanese. So apparently he used to do that to bug the shit out of someone he knows. So that's pretty funny. Anyway, generally the anime, for those uninitiated, is about Fascist Stampede, the 60 billion double dollar man. And now, for those of you that didn't know, that's exactly why I called this review show that. It's about Fascist Stampede. He is, well, I can't really say yet, can I? But his other nickname is the Humanoid Typhoon. And basically, he's a wanted man because he destroyed like absolutely nothing left, like completely decimated and annihilated a city. And he doesn't know why, we don't know why, or at least it's revealed why later, but he has no memory of it, which apparently they refer to as retrograde amnesia. At least going by the wiki. Like literally, I've got that open just in case I need it. Basically, the show is about Vash essentially at first just trying to. It seems like he's not really got any goal. He's just kind of wandering around living. So you could almost call that filler, but to me, it's not. Over the course of it, you learn more about him. Generally, the fact that he will not kill anyone, and you learn that's because of a guardian that he had, basically an adult guardian that taught him that. So essentially, he's Superman with a gun. Honestly, that's literally it. If you really wanted to get down to the nitty gritty of what Trigun is, it is a sci-fi western where the main character is basically Superman with a gun. Like, you know, he doesn't really have super strength or anything, but that's about it. I don't really go into much more detail without spoilers. So again, from now until the end of the video, if you do not want any of this anime spoiled for you, leave. Stop watching. Go watch the anime. Come back. And please do like buy it. If you like, if anything, I would do something that I've done before. Watch a few episodes online somehow, whether it's legally on or whatever. um, and then go out and buy the series collection if you like it, because you know, really, a lot of these sort of things, there's no other way you can watch it aside from online because they're just so obscure and rare. Trigun, I could have got a few years ago, but I didn't have money. So I saw it in the store last week, bought it. I caved. It was the only copy they had, so I bought it. And I'd never watched this online. I'd only watched it on TV, and even then, I'd missed several episodes that I finally got to see thanks to actually owning the damn thing. So, anyway, honestly, this anime, it's fun watching this anime back because, as I just said, I have not seen this since high school. I've not tried to my knowledge, I don't remember ever trying to watch it online. The closest I've ever got to that would be, is it Jess Otaku? Yes Otaku? Whatever her online name, alias is, anime reviewer for that guy with the glasses. If she's still even a part of that, I'm not sure if she is anymore. She did a sort of comparison between the anime and the manga, which she never finished, but I'm pretty sure it was just a case of life catching up with her. She didn't have as much free time anymore, so basically all of her stuff has had to go on the back burner. Which, you know, that's fine. I only really watched it because, well, A, I love the anime, and B, I'll probably never read the manga, so there you go. You know, yeah, like, it's kind of funny because this anime has, like, no plot until, like, 7 episodes in. I'm not even lying. I mean, like, I might be off on how long it takes, but it's pretty much just watching Vash go around and do whatever. There's no real plot aside from bounty hunters trying to kill him and collect his reward money. Yeah, there's like no plot for for so long, and even then, there's like sort of gaps in between and all that, and this, that, and the other thing. And Like, honestly, I just really love this anime. Like, I'm going to honestly keep this video as short as I can, which doesn't help that I've rambled, but you know. Because there isn't really much to say without doing like an episode by episode thing, which I don't really want to do for a 26 episode anime. Or an anime period, really. There might be some where I do it, or if I would have done it like disc by disc by disc. But yeah, like, I'm trying to think if I had any favorite moments or anything from the show. God. Anyway, just the whole. I love how the fact that this is sort of a scatterbrain sort of thing where it can be quite dark and serious, but at the same time, it can be equally just as goofy. Vash himself is mainly a goofball, but there are plenty of moments in the show where he gets dead serious to the point that even the characters are like other characters, mainly Meryl, uh, which I should have mentioned that there are other main supporting main cast. Uh, Meryl Streep and Millie Thompson, who are two agents of the Bernadelli Insurance Company, or Society. I think in the dub it's Society. Maybe in the original it's Company, but I'm pretty sure they say it in the Insurance Society. I could be wrong. I mean, it was only last night that I finished. And they say it like every other time. Like, God. You know what? If I had to pick a favorite character, as much as I love Vash and Nicholas D. Wolfwood and Meryl and pretty much every other main sort of recurring character that shows up to some degree, I'm not sure if it's Vash or not. It might be Millie Thompson because Millie Thompson is fucking amazing. Millie Thompson is like, she's supposed to be childlike despite it's one of those sort of funny things where she's very strong. Like, literally. I don't mean like, are strong-willed, all that sort of thing. I mean, yeah, she is. But at the same time, she's like physically strong because the gun she has is so fucking huge. And she's able to carry it around like it's nothing. And even like Nicholas D. Wolfwood's giant sort of cross weapon storage thing for little handguns sort of thing that he carries around, she can carry that around like it's nothing. Like, even like she hands it over to Vash near the very end of the show, and he's like, "Whoa, this is heavy!" Like, he doesn't fall over or anything, but he's just like, "Ugh." He can feel the weight of it, and she's just like, "Yeah, it is," and she's been carrying it like it's nothing. So I just kind of love that. She's big, but I guess you could say she's a gentle giant, but she's not like, extremely tall or anything. Unless, I guess it depends on how tall Vash is then, because I think she's about the same height, if not slightly taller than Vash, so she's actually quite tall. But a gentle giant sort of thing where she comes from a big family on a farm or something like that. And I think that's actually the explanation for her being so strong, is they get it that she worked the fields and all that sort of shit and helped out around the farm, so she's quite capable. And at the same time, she's very simple-minded. Not like a complete idiot or anything, just sort of a bit simple. She's not supposed to be borderline mentally ill or any crap like that. She's just, childlike. Because she comes from a very loving background, I guess. So she's never really. It's not that she's never grown up or anything. And honestly, like, I prefer her to Meryl, but Meryl I don't hate. Like, some people would probably go, "Oh, she's tsundere," or whatever, because she's like, "Oh no, I don't love Vash, dick," and all this. Mm. Honestly, and the funny thing is I don't want, if there's ever a thing where someone's given like paired up Meryl and Vash, which of course they allude to that all the bloody time, but honestly, I'd be fine with them just being friends. Like, I never actually wanted them to fuck. Millie and Nicholas D. Wolfwood, however, like, I'm not really into this whole shipping scene, but I swear to God, when I watched the anime before and still now rewatching it, I really wanted Millie and Nicholas to end up together. So it really fucking sucks that right near the end of the show, again, spoilers, Wolfwood dies. And that fucking hurt. Like, I didn't cry. I didn't even get close to tearing up, but that fucking hurt. Like, he's such a great character, and even the twist that he was technically one of the gung-ho guns, who are these... I probably should have mentioned the non-spoiler stuff, but oh well. They're a group of about 12, maybe 13, I could be wrong. Excuse me, or at least 11. Because I think 11 is like the highest number that we technically get. They're like basically a bunch of killers going after Vash for the sake of going after him, really. But because they're being ordered to. There's no real... They're not going after him for the money. They just want to kill him because of the challenge, in part. And it's really interesting. And the fact that he doesn't kill them, honestly, the funny thing is I like how they never seem to say that Vash is right in not killing anyone. But at the same time, the people who just kill without even thinking about it aren't necessarily right either. It's not really pushing one way or the other. It's kind of like that argument with Superman and Batman and all those comic book superheroes who just won't kill for whatever reason. And the fun, yeah, it's like both sides have good points. Like, Vash doesn't just want to kill someone for the sake of killing them, or just generally because he thinks that's the only way to stop them. He tries to stop people in other ways, talking them down, generally, I guess, and he doesn't go the Batman way of just crippling them. And honestly, in a way, it probably takes more skill. I would honestly argue that it takes more skill to incapacitate someone with a gun rather than killing them, because there's very few places that you can aim where especially considering how he takes some of them out, like completely nullifies this one guy's entire weaponry with with like 6 bullets. But even then, near the very end of the show, he is forced to kill someone, because otherwise Millie and Meryl would have died, or at least been attacked and have the shit beaten out of them, or killed, or shot, or whatever. And even Meryl and Millie try to talk him around it, where it's like, you didn't have a choice. There was literally no other way. This was the one case, most likely, or at least one of the very few cases, where there was literally no other option. He had to kill Legato Blue Summers, who, God, that villain is so weird. God, I honestly might say that Legato Blue Summers is probably one of the best anime villains that I've ever seen. Keeping in mind that I haven't seen a crap ton of anime. I've seen quite a few, but, nothing compared to some of the people I know. As far as the main villain, Millions Knives, goes, he's kind of one of those basically like pure logic-based kind of villains. Funnily enough, voiced by the guy, at least in the English dub and as a child, voiced by the voice actor for Tai from Digimon, I think. I'm pretty sure that's what it sounds like. So that's kind of hilarious, seeing that character, of the voice of a freaking Digimon character, saying, "Oh, it's the only logical way is to kill all these people. They're not doing anything. They're like a waste of space." So like basically that's kind of his thing. He's a bit like a cross between Zaz and Hal 9000. He's like purely logic based and thinks humans are a waste of space. I honestly think I prefer Legato to Knives because Knives doesn't win. Legato, despite dying, wins. In the fact that he makes Vash kill him, he wins. So there's that. um, but yeah, trying to think of what else to say. Overall, yeah, like I'd say give this anime a watch. I would, even though some stuff probably hasn't aged too well, like no references or anything, because there's no real references to any sort of pop culture thing ever. Or if it is, it's like some obscure Japanese thing that they left in the dub, and I wouldn't be able to pick it up anyway. Most of it still stands up. There's like a few things that I'd probably question, but yeah, like I think Vash is a great protagonist, probably one of my favorites still, one of my favorite protagonists in anime. Millie Thompson, favorite character, just full stop. Favorite weapon, because I figure why the hell not? I might as well bring that up. Would be Wolfwood's sort of giant crucifix weapon, which has a fucking rocket launcher. I had no idea until I saw the later episodes that I'd missed on TV, on DVD. I had no idea that thing had a friggin' rocket launcher in it. That's amazing. Like, he opens up one part and there's like just little handguns in there for him to use. Or pistols, whatever you want to call them. Or whatever they'd actually be if there's a difference. I'm not very good about gun knowledge. The actual crucifix he can hold up like pick it up, hold it so like the long bit is the barrel, and shoot like that. Which the interesting thing is that the ending is kind of ambiguous to me because did he kill Knives? Like, can anyone that actually has seen the anime tell me, did he actually kill Knives? Didn't like Vash? Because it seems like he did. So, did he? Because he seems pretty happy about it, so it doesn't seem like he did. So I'm like really fucking confused. Like, I think that used to confuse me when I was a kid. I was like, that's it? Well, teenager. When I was 13, I was just like, that's it? That's what you're ending with? Okay. Um, you know, I'm not. I guess that's just because I wanted more, and there's Badlands Rumble, which I'm yet to see. When I do see it, I'll probably do a review on that as well. But yeah, don't think I have a favorite episode or anything. But maybe in like when I talk about Badlands Rumble, go back through and pick one. Favorite gung-ho gun, I'll pretty much round it up after this because I'm basically just thinking of making up shit to talk about at this point. If I had to pick favorite gung-ho gun, I guess I could cheat and go with Wolfwood because he turns out to be one, and I love how they bring that up so casually. There's no music sting. It's not going into ad break cliffhanger or something. It's just, oh yeah, you're a gung. It's like, oh yeah, remember that you work for us and you're supposed to kill him. Oh yeah, and you're a gung-ho gun now. It's just out of nowhere. But without cheating and going with Wolfwood, I would pretty much have to say I forget his name. Let's see if I can find it right now. Day the Blade, I think. I could be wrong, and I probably am. Might even be Munev the Gale, but generally, the one who basically was dressed in like a samurai and could use a katana, and even had, which I never remember. I remember the character vaguely, but when I saw the anime again, and he uses, oh, excuse me, he uses the sheath, the thing that he puts his blade into. I forget what it's called. Is it sheath? Oh well. If I got that wrong, correct me. He basically uses that as a gun, and apparently his katana itself has some sort of gun in it, or on it. I could be wrong. And maybe he was just using the other thing as the gun. Yeah, that was really fun to see that. I was like, whoa, was not expecting that. But yeah, I'd say he was my favorite because you're like, hell, he's using this friggin' katana and just swinging it around, and fucking just entire buildings collapse from one swing of this thing. It's like, Jesus Christ. And Wolfwood kills like 3 or 4 of these guys too, so it's like, wow. And then Knives comes along and kills another one just because. Yeah, like as far as that whole thing, I'll just end on this. When it comes to the whole thing of Ash and like the whole the moral dilemma that the show brings up of, does anyone have the right to kill anyone else? That's honestly, it's a very good thing to discuss, I think. And honestly, you know what? If you're watching this, give your thoughts on that below. What do you think that anyone has the right to kill anyone else under any circumstance? I'm not just saying, for the sake of doing it. I'm saying, like, under any circumstance. Honestly, if you go by under any circumstances, I would say that there are some for and some against. I'm kind of like, people shouldn't going around killing people for the sake of killing people or for money or for anything like that. But you know what? If someone's trying to kill you, kill them. Like, if you flat out know that someone is coming at you and they're trying to kill you, I think you've got every right to put them away. Like, or if you're not into that, shoot them in the kneecap. That'll probably stop them. Um, it's like a very touchy subject in that. It's like very iffy. It's very uneven ground, which I really do like. That even though even Wolfwood seems to be swayed over to Vash's way of thinking, that I kind of didn't like, because it's like, it's a bit of a logic thing. He knows that this guy is going to kill him. And I think the only reason Wolfwood doesn't kill him is because he's resigned to death. At least in that moment he does, and then later he regrets it. And really, if anything, that shows the downside to what Vash has decided to do, as does all his injuries, is, if people are trying to kill you and you don't kill them back, you're going to pay for it. Like, it's sort of this moral high horse thing where it's like, come on, seriously, you're going to have to kill someone at some point if you're living that kind of a life and having all these people come after you anyway. So it's gonna happen. Um, Again, I'm kind yeah, it's uneven ground. It's like I don't know. There's no I guess that's just it. There's no real right or wrong answer. Again, though, it's more for me. It's a case of no, as far as killing for the hell of it, or for fun, or for money, or some sort of thing. Even revenge. That's where shit gets. That's a whole nother subject. Revenge, vengeance, whatever. Um, but as I said, if someone's trying to kill you and you kill them in self-defense, I think you are completely justified. Now, if they weren't trying to kill you and you just think they're trying to kill you, then that's when it gets a bit murky. But if they're flat out trying to kill you and you kill them, as far as I'm concerned, you have done nothing wrong. You have just, you're surviving. Your survival depended on you either injuring this person so you could get away, because, you could do that. But if you've got no other choice, do it. Because really, that's just it. If you can, then try not to. I guess is my point. If you were being attacked by someone and you had a gun in your pocket or something, I don't know, that you could pull out, and they had a knife to your throat, I'd probably shoot them. Probably in the knee first, so that they get that friggin' knife away from my throat. Well, hell, even put the gun to their chest and be like, well, hey, if this is how you want to do it, take that knife away from my throat or I'll fucking shoot your guts out. But anyway, I think I've rambled on enough about that subject, so I think that will do. I guess one last thing. The intro and outro, love them. I don't really listen to the outro as much, and it probably did kind of me at first, but it's a good song. It's the only one with lyrics, oddly enough. Because the intro doesn't. It's just this amazing guitar riff. Like, oh, go listen to it if you've never heard it, please. Even if you just put Trigun opening thing, which that's the other funny thing. Hopefully this is legitimately the last thing, because this has probably been going on a bit longer than I wanted to. Trigun only has one opening theme and one outro. You have to watch the outro of the very last episode to get a bit more thing, because they have still images come up. And even really, if you watch every intro is different, because it has a few clips will be the same, but the rest will be tiny spoilers or clips from the episode you're about to watch. Or episodes you have watched or something like that. And well, that's pretty cool. So with that little factoid out of the way, I think that will do for now, because God knows that I've probably rambled on for quite too long. So yeah. Next time I should be doing my thoughts on the WWE Network, for those that actually follow my stuff. My subscription ended this Wednesday, just gone on the morning, in Wednesday morning or something. So yeah, I'll be doing thoughts on that. Hopefully I'm joined by a friend of mine. So yeah, either way, I'll do it anyway. But just wanted to do this so I had a video out this week. So that's all from me. I'm Thomas Fireheart. I will see you next time.